I'm Msgr Jamie, and welcome to a new episode of Breaking Bread, where we bring together life's favorite ingredients: family, faith, friends, and most important, food. And today we have a special guest, someone that was on our show many years ago, and since then, he's become very famous. He's an international vocalist and opera singer, Christopher Macchio, and he's going to talk about one of his family's favorite recipes. Maybe he'll even sing for us. Don't go away. Welcome back to Breaking Bread with our special guest, Christopher Macchio.
My name is Christopher Macchio, and I'm an actor and international crossover vocalist. It's almost a running joke at this point that anyone who knows me, that dines out with me, it's my go-to is always the chicken parm. And it started with my grandmother, and it persists to this day. Even if I'm going to a place that's not really an Italian restaurant, I say, well, let's see how Cracker Barrel prepares a chicken parmesan in the middle of Arkansas. It's time for me to throw down the gauntlet just a bit. I've had the privilege of dining with some of the finest chefs in the world, Heinz Beck in Rome and Jean-Georges Vongericht in the city. And between that and, of course, my hometown favorite, my grandmother's cuisine, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Msgr Jamie's cuisine stacks up to the competition.
Welcome, Chris.
Hello, Msgr. So
good to see you.
Again.
I thought you'd be singing in.
Maybe a little later.
Boy, a lot has happened since
Yes.
you were on the show. I mean, we've seen each other a lot. I've been to some of your concerts. I even saw you on television at the White House.
Oh, yeah.
How did that ever happen?
Well, I had the privilege of, solemn privilege of singing for President Trump's brother's funeral. Only the third funeral to ever take place at the White House. Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, and then Robert S.
It was
Trump.
right at the White House.
Right at the East Room of the White House. And it was at that event that the president asked me if I would do him the honor of singing at the Republican convention. Right after the fireworks, he gave the speech, and then the whole first family lined up and I sang for our great nation.
Wow. I tell you, you do a wonderful job, and I'm sure you did a great rendition of Ave Maria.
Oh,
And that's what captured their hearts.
oh yeah.
And I have to say, when you did it at the Republican convention, I thought it was fantastic because, you know, we live in a world which trying to take religion and faith and God out of our lives. And it was on primetime television. The whole nation was watching. And it's, you know, it's about time that people come back to God.
Oh,
We
there's
need
no
God in
question.
our lives. Look at the world in
Absolutely.
which we're living.
Oh,
It's crazy.
it's never been more clear than now how much we need to re-embrace our faith.
Yeah, that's so true. And you're a man of faith. And that's what this show is all about. We bring that all together: faith, family, friends, and of course, food. And I know we're going to be making one of your, something that you say is one of your family's favorites. And we'll talk about that a little later. But tell me, how did your career really take off before the White House? I mean, because, you know, I think it had to be about 9 years ago when we
at
did that
least.
first show.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know, you were singing here. You were with the New York Tenors at the time. And, you know, we did the
And
concerts.
I'm still with them.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I've been developing my career with the New York Tenors and also on my own doing performing arts centers. We do Carnegie Hall. Of course, we've had the privilege of doing the Spirit of Christmas on a couple of occasions. And really just getting across the country and putting great music out there.
I think the first time I met you was at the NIAF convention in
Oh, yeah.
Washington, you know, National Italian American Federation. And you were one of the singers there. And you were fantastic. I mean, it was great. And I'm so happy to see that your career has taken off. Now, where have you gone, like, internationally?
Internationally, I've been down to Mexico, Canada, Morocco, Paris, France, Milan, Italy.
Italy, you had to beat Italy to your roots. In fact, where are you from? What part of Italy?
Well, my father's side is Genoese in the north, and then my mother's side, Testadura down Calabrese in the south.
So you have the best of both worlds.
Oh, yes.
Especially with food.
Right.
You know,
That's
the creams and the sauces,
Yes,
they mix well together now.
Exactly. You got it.
And so you've been singing, you know, all around, and I know you've been on television, and I know you do a lot for us. And you've been working with, you know, Futures in Education, and you help us to raise a lot of money. And we really appreciate all that you do for us with that. But, you know, it's good to have people that don't just work for us, people that have faith, they believe in the mission, they believe what we do, and someone that has roots in, you know, Italy. That helps a little bit too.
God calls us to share our gifts.
Right.
For me, it all started with a PBS television special. And once I started working with you and the diocese, things just kind of, you know, they go in the right direction. And recently, I think you might be aware, I was asked to perform and be featured in the Mother Cabrini biopic that the diocese is involved with.
Yes, I've been working with Bishop Damasio on that for a number of years. It's a wonderful movie. I mean, it's very inspirational. You know, she worked right here in our diocese.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And we really fought to have the statue put downtown. We really initiated that, the people in Brooklyn, by putting that statue out and making a big fuss, and the Columbus Day Parade. You know, you mentioned that it's a gift, and we're called to share that gift. And I'm glad you recognize that, because, you know, all the gifts we have, I mean, I have the gift of being a priest. Yes, I have a gift of being able to cook. You have a gift to sing. That's the gift from God. Yes. You know, we may, you know, perfect it, but those gifts are given to us by God. And when we respond to those gifts and we, you know, enhance those gifts, we're called to use them to bring all of God's people together and to help other people and to have people enjoy life with us cooking, you know, encouraging them with their faith, to be encouraged, you know, to give them hope. You entertain them, you know, when they're down and out, to sit there and to be, you know, enjoy the beautiful singing and the words of, you know, like the spiritual songs, and gives them hope. To share those gifts is a wonderful thing.
It's one of the blessings of my life. And, you know, whether one is called to be a priest or one is called into the arts, it does require a certain amount of sacrifice, but it's our privilege to do that.
Well, you said that sacrifice, and that's something that's missing in this world today. Sacrifice, you know, and people, everything's about me, you know, but, you know, we're getting it. As long as we have people like yourself and other guests that we have, myself, that we try to bring people back to church, remind them that, you know, God is the center of our lives. Absolutely. And God has put us in this wonderful world to share the gifts that he has given to us.
That's a tremendous ethos. Whether you're a singer or whether you're just, you know, your man on the street.
Exactly.
Giving of yourself, because it's not about us. It's about something greater.
Exactly. And like you said, you don't have to be an international singer. You don't have to be a priest. Everyone has a vocation to bring people in themselves to holiness. So like you said, you know, it's a vocation. And, you know, your grandmother, her gift of cooking, of making a home, that's a gift. And she used that gift to bring the family together, to teach you sacrifices we mentioned before, and love. And, you know, she put every bit of herself into preparing a dish. So you say one of your favorite dishes was chicken parmesan. Tell me, how did you get involved with that? When was the first time you had it?
Yeah, oh my God, just from the time I was small. I mean, don't forget.
2 months old?
Don't forget, there was stuffed shells, there was lasagna, but nearest and dearest to my heart was grandmother's chicken parmesan. Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know. And I went on solid foods a little early.
Oh, okay.
So I was enjoying that right from the get-go.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. And when we get back, I'm going to try preparing a chicken parmesan. You're going to help me. I'm sure it's not going to be as good as your grandmother's, but we'll try.
Absolutely.
Okay? Don't go away. We'll be right back, and we'll prepare one of Chris's favorite recipes, chicken parmesan. Hopefully, it's as good as his grandmother's. Welcome back to Breaking Bread, and I'm here with Christopher Macchio, and we're making one of his favorite dishes, a recipe that his grandmother always made, chicken parmesan. So Chris, I'm gonna try my best, you're gonna help me.
Sure.
And we'll do our best and make your grandmother happy. So anyway, I have my chicken cutlets here. Basically, they're white meat of chickens, cutlets. And I don't like them too thin because you want, really bite into them. I'm sure that's how your grandmother used to make them.
Nice and juicy.
But actually put flour, egg. I mix up a few eggs, salt, pepper, a little milk, and then breadcrumbs. I like to use panko breadcrumbs now. I don't think they had panko when your grandmother was making this.
Probably not.
It's a little more coarse and all. So anyway, I have the chicken cutlets here. I just fried them in olive oil for about maybe 2 or 3 minutes on each side.
Okay.
Now don't forget, because then we're gonna bake this, so
Right.
they're gonna cook a little bit more. If we were eating the chicken cutlets fried like this, then we would have to cook them a little bit more. So I have a couple of more chicken cutlets over there being made. So what we have here, I'm gonna put a little spin on this. I hope your grandmother is okay with this. Is
sure.
your grandmother still alive?
Yes, she is.
Oh, wonderful. How old is she?
91
God
years
bless
old.
her. Wonderful. So if she watches it, she hopes she doesn't get
She
upset.
appreciates a little creativity. She was a painter before she became a...
Oh, really? Another artist?
Chef of the
Oh, yeah,
family. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
very artistic. Okay, now we're gonna put a little sauce here. So I'm gonna put this in, right? I like a little thick sauce for chicken cutlet parma. I ask you to spread that around, okay? As you're spreading that around, I'm just gonna turn these chicken cutlets as they're frying here. Okay. So now what we do basically,
Is this enough?
yeah, that's put a little drop more.
Yeah, I figured.
You don't want it to stick. Good, that's good.
There we go.
All right, that's great. We'll put our chicken cutlets in here.
So good.
Put this back in here. Use this fork. Oh, your finger.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
This is how we do it at home, right?
This is so...
Put it long ways. Put it long ways.
Okay.
Okay, because we have 3 of them. Put another one there, and another one. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. So what we do now is we put a little bit more sauce. A little bit more sauce on top. Just put a little dab in the center, a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, spread that around all 3. You don't want too much.
Okay.
All
I
right.
like a lot of sauce.
You like a lot of sauce, like myself.
Oh my God.
All right, put a little more.
Okay. Wow.
Now don't forget, this is a little thick, so when it cooks, it's gonna spread a little bit.
All right.
That's great. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some prosciutto. Okay? We're gonna take a little prosciutto, all right? And you're gonna put a layer on each cutlet, okay?
Okay.
Continue with that. Try to keep it flat.
Oh, I know.
All right. I know you washed your hands before.
I did, thank God. Yeah.
All right.
Don't try this at home, folks. Use your utensils
All right,
properly.
good. That's good. All right, now you want it all on the cutlet. So I'm just gonna, as you can teach me to sing, because I can't sing. I love to sing, but I can't sing. My parishioners laugh whenever I
Are you
sing.
kidding? I've heard you do Sweet Caroline more than once.
I do it a few times, not as much as Monsignor Casado. That's his theme song.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so spread this out. All right. Now I'm gonna go get my chicken cutlets because they're just about done. About 2 minutes on each side. Okay, so we have our chicken cutlets. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put some mozzarella on each one. Put one mozzarella right in the center.
Okay.
That's good. One there.
Yeah. And lastly, beautiful.
Now, a little pepper. Just sprinkle a little pepper. Use your fingers.
Okay.
A little pepper on top. Oh, that's a lot of pepper.
Okay,
so now
sorry.
when that happens, what you do is you pick it up, right, and you shake it like that,
there
and
we
you
go.
let it stick like that, and you spread it around. So you put this here. So if that ever happens at home, that's a little trick. Right? Just so someone
Look at
doesn't
that.
burn their mouth.
It's
Okay,
perfect.
that's perfect. Now, I don't like to put salt. Some people like salt. Now, in this dish, we have the prosciutto, which is salty.
Right.
And then we're gonna put grated cheese. So we're gonna hold off on the salt, but we're gonna put a little hot pepper. I like a little spice.
Just a little.
Yeah. That's it.
My father used to tease me as a kid. He'd put some of these on my pizza when I wasn't looking. Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right, and then a little grated cheese. A little grated cheese on top.
What kind of cheese is this?
This is Lucatelli.
Ah, beautiful.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so now we're gonna bake this for about maybe 20 minutes because the chicken cutlets are like 90% cooked. The sauce is cooked. The cheese just has to melt, and you don't want the prosciutto to really get too dry. So we're gonna stick this in our oven right here for about 20 minutes. And then we'll take that out and we'll taste it. And you'll have to be the judge and let us know how it tastes.
I'm looking
To
forward.
tell Grandma. So we'll take a little break and then we'll be back. While our chicken cutlet parmesan is cooking in the oven, we're gonna take a little break, and when we get back, who knows, maybe Chris will even sing for us. Don't go away. Welcome back to this episode of Breaking Bread with Christopher Macchio, international vocalist and opera singer. This has been a great show so far, but it's going to get greater. I think you should sing something. Come on. Should we eat first, or you?
No, I can sing right now if you want.
All right.
All right, just a little bit.
A little
of,
one line.
A little. And thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Unbelievable. If I had a glass, I think it would have cracked. That is fantastic. God, what a gift. What a gift, how that just comes out. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I kept it a secret the first half of my life, but ever since that secret got out, it's just been one blessing after the next, and I'm so grateful.
That's unbelievable. Let's take this chicken parmesan out. Wow, look at this. It's been in about 20 minutes. Look at that. Wow. Okay.
Oh boy, I think my grandmother's in trouble.
Okay.
This is looking
Let's
good.
see. Okay, I always like to garnish it with a little fresh parsley or basil, makes it look nice. Okay. And we'll just scoop this out. All the cheese kind of melted together, so when we take this out, we'll make sure that it just all scoops out at the same time. Oh, it's hot, hot, hot.
Oh, yeah.
You can put that,
Oh, yeah.
makes it even special.
Oh, yeah. Everything is better.
Look at that. Well, I think you should have the bigger piece.
Oh, boy.
I think you eat a little more than I do.
A little bit.
Here's your fork,
Oh,
knife.
God.
Now, the test. I'm sure it's not as good as Grandma's,
I don't know.
but you gotta let me know.
I don't know.
if
I
it
threw
comes
down the
close.
gauntlet earlier, but this is looking pretty good.
And I like this one, has a little spin to it because it does have some prosciutto. Now, if you wanted, just to the audience out there, if you don't want to put prosciutto, maybe it's still too salty, you could put a vegetable. You could put maybe grilled eggplant. You can just grill some eggplant in the oven, or you can maybe even saute some eggplant in a frying pan with a little olive oil, and you could layer that with an eggplant or any other vegetable if you wanted. Maybe some sliced zucchini. A lot of times people make eggplant and zucchini parmesan. You can put an eggplant, zucchini. So, whatever you like. Cooking, like we said, you have to be creative. Yeah, it's a gift, and whatever you can put together. And so, what do you think?
All right, here we go. The moment of truth, Monsignor. Nonna, mi dispiace. Complimenti, complimenti. Unbelievable.
Grazie, grazie. Maybe I can come and visit Grandma someday.
Absolutely.
Where does she live?
Love it. She lives in Farmingdale.
Oh, okay, right on Long Island. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know Monsignor Lusante?
Oh, sure, sure.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
her
great
parents.
guy, great priest. Oh, that's wonderful. Now tell me, what's the future hold in store for you? Where are you performing?
Well, once this movie comes out, we're going to do the red carpet for Cabrini.
Right.
Hopefully by December. After that, I've got a series of concerts planned for next year.
Even at the Emmaus Center?
At the Emmaus Center, some concerts with some country legends and even some blues artists. I'm going to be crossing over into different genres of music to try to, really show how the universality of God's gift of music just can speak to all people.
Right.
And ultimately, I would like to follow in the footsteps of Luciano Pavarotti and Maestro Andrea Bocelli. That's really the goal, and I'm committed to that.
That's wonderful. I wish you luck, and my prayers are with you. Well, this has been great, I tell you, and I'm happy that you're performing at the Emmaus Center. That's our new evangelization center right here in Williamsburg. I'm the chairman of, and I'm trying to promote it. And we're trying to use that opera house, the first opera house on all of Long Island, to evangelize. Especially to the community in which we live here in Williamsburg. A lot of young people, and through the arts, engage them. And this opera house was built over 100 years ago, and we were able to restore it. It's magnificent. It's a magnificent venue.
Well,
And
I've
we're going to
seen
be,
it.
right, we had our Christmas concert there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we just had a men's conference there. So we're going to be using it a lot. And as well as, trying to bring the community together.
The job that you and your team have done on this facility, it's just beyond words.
Well, we try. We had a good team behind us who built it and had the vision. Bishop DiMarzio, Monsignor Hernandez had this vision. And, then putting it together, Rockland Realty, they worked very hard with this, and the Fazio brothers, and everyone worked together to make this a reality. And then they called me in to promote it.
It's your artistic field of dreams. You've built it, and now
I
the
have to
faithful
promote.
will come.
Exactly. And it's a gift. This is my gift. And, you have your gift. And, we all have a gift. And that's what this show is all about, is especially today's show, to use the gift that God has given to us. And as you said, to appreciate it and know it comes from God. It's not us, it's God. And to use those gifts, whether it be cooking, whether it be singing, whether you're at home taking care of an elderly person, whatever your vocation is, I thank you for using your gift. And because of your gift, you really enable me and help me to use my gifts to spread God's word. And that's what it's all about. Bringing family, faith, friends, and of course, food together. And what better place to do all this than at the dinner table, right?
Yes.
Breaking bread, right?
Absolutely.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Breaking Bread. I know I did. I want to thank Chris for being on this episode of Breaking Bread, and I want to thank you for tuning in. So stay tuned for the next episode of Breaking Bread.